Hi, this is Mark Thomas, and I'm giving you an overview of Total Party Kill, my latest game. It is a drafting and dice rolling game. Currently has a fantasy theme, but that is variable. It's mainly important that you would just be able to have a group of characters taking on challenges. In this game, each person gets to draft a party of heroes, and they also draft a group of monsters or traps, as well as items to equip to their heroes. And then they take turns putting their heroes up against the other team's monsters. So, each player's dealt 5 hero cards. There are rogues and fighters and wizards and clerics. They each have a special ability and different dice they roll for certain circumstances. So I would choose one and keep it and pass on. The other player would do the same and pass those over, and the draft would go through until each person had 4 heroes. Next up, they would take 2 rounds of drafting what I call DM cards or Dungeon Master cards. These are double-sided. There's an item on one side that lets them do something when they're fighting the monsters, and on the other side is a monster or a trap. So when they draft these, they have to end up with 4 monsters and traps, 4 items. So they're choosing at the time of drafting, do I want it for the monster side or do I want it for the item side? And they don't have to worry about equipping it to the heroes just yet, but they do have to put it in one stack or the other. So they draft just as they did the heroes, and that goes for 2 rounds. The reason there's 2 rounds is because you need 8 total cards, and it would be a little unwieldy to hold 10 cards at once. So once everything is drafted, then they equip the items to their heroes, and we'll continue with the game in a moment. Okay, the entire party is equipped. I'm just going to show you how one person's hero turn would go. Basically, they've got their party arranged. They actually drafted one of each class, and they've arranged them in a certain order because this particular cleric, his ability is that the party member to the left gains additional battle and skill dice. The rogue is next to that cleric, so he can get the skill dice because it helps him the most. Rogues are usually useful for disarming traps and things like that. The other player has drafted the monsters and traps. Interestingly enough, they drafted this water elemental that earns dice based on the party's dice. But one reason they did that is because of the keyword water. There is an overall encounter that's going on in this particular session where things with water keyword gain dice and things with fire lose dice. So that just kind of sets the tone for the draft. There's 10 encounters in the game, and everyone knows what that is at the beginning so that they can draft accordingly. The player also has 1 success token that they can spend to generate a success on a die, which a success is a 5+. So there are 3 types of dice. There are D6, D8, and D12. And they could also, conversely, spend it for a negative success, like for a monster's attack toward them. So, once the monsters and traps are revealed, the traps have to be dealt with first, and then the monsters in initiative order. Highest goes first. So, there is a trap. Unfortunately for the party, it is not a skill-based trap. It is a magic trap. So, one hero has to take part, and they need to roll 3 successes on magic. And if they fail, 2 wounds will go on each member of the party. Each hero is worth 5 XP. Traps and monsters have a printed XP on the corner. And At the end of the game, you add up all of the XP you've earned from either killing heroes or killing monsters, disarming traps, and the highest is the winner. So, the wizard is going to go ahead and take on this test because he has the best chance at success. He rolls 2d8s and 2d12s. And he nailed it. He disarmed the trap, so he gets 7 XP for later. Okay, so now we have 2 monsters to deal with. Monsters attack first in a combat round, and then the heroes, if they're still alive, attack later. Incidentally, the name of the game is Total Party Kill, and while it is not too frequent that the entire party gets wiped out, if it does, all of the dungeon masters get a bonus 3 XP. So, the water elemental rolls the number of d8s that the party rolls for battle, not to exceed 10. No one gets to roll more than 10 dice in a given roll. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. Wow, in this case, they only get to roll 3 because this particular party has very low battle d8s. However, it excuse me, it does have that water keyword, so it gets 2 extra d12s. So it's going to roll 5 dice. The hero's party has to choose who's going to get hit. So they're going to go ahead and nominate their wizard. 1 success, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, he actually had 5 health because he started with 3 and he had a shield equipped that gave him 2 extra. So he's dead. The owner of the monster gets this hero card as XP for later. Next up, the young worm attacks, and it rolls 4d6 and 4d8. And again, the owner of the party has to choose who's going to get attacked. They're going to choose Rygar. He has 7 health because he has a chainmail equipped. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, he's almost dead, but he is still hanging in there. He's got 1 health left. And now it is the hero's turn to retaliate. They can go in any order and they can attack whomever they like. Let's go ahead and have the cleric attack. He rolls, let's see, 7d6 because he has a short sword, and his short sword allows him to re-roll any number of d6 per attack. Let's see, he's ready to go. He is going to attack the water elemental. It has 6 health. Okay, he needs to re-roll almost all of it. Alright, that is 3 hits, so this thing is half dead. And next up is, we'll go Switchblade here. Is going to roll 3d6, and he gains 2 more d6 thanks to Borgo's ability. He's also going to attack the water elemental. A little better, he got 2 more on him. Just got 1 left to go. Actually, you know what? He can spend his success to generate an extra one and just go ahead and kill the monster. He gets to bank it. When he kills a monster, and actually when he disarms a trap, he earns another one. So these are only useful to him as a hero. So he has 2 left, and he only has 1 monster to go. Rygar is going to attack. He rolls 2d6. 3d8, and 4d12. He's very strong. Okay, 1, 2, 3. He can spend these to make it 5, so that takes the young worm down to, has 3 health left. Alright, that's a new round. The young worm gets to retaliate. This goes back and forth until one side is completely dead. And at that point, once each person has had a turn as the heroes, you add up your points, your XP, and the highest is the winner. It's a pretty short game. It's very light. People seem to understand it very easily. It takes about 30 minutes, once you know what you're doing. And thanks for taking a look, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks.